John Alwyn-Jones reporting for Travel Mole TV on location, as you know, from Europe. And we've now moved away from the beginning of our trip flying into Manchester with Emirates and in Chester, and you've heard a bit about that. And we're now crossing the beautiful little seaside town of Llandudno. It's a Victorian seaside town. It's one of the best preserved Victorian towns, and you'll see some video footage in a second of the promenade. And in the middle of the promenade, there's an amazing hotel. It's not a traditional seaside hotel, but it is run by a gentleman here called Martin Bland, who I've known for a long, long time. And both of us getting greyer by the day, but at least he's kept his hair. So tell me, Martin, how long have you been in this business?
37 years.
Whoa! Okay, in this location?
Indeed, in this location, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And,
but you didn't start off with a hotel like this, did you?
No. I started off originally from the Midlands, and I never was quite sure what I wanted to do with my life. But
I'm not sure now. It's okay.
I have indeed, yes, ended up in this hotel life, and I realise now it was what I was best suited to. I love it. I love this area, and I love the whole operation of running a hotel.
But the hotel you started off with was a fairly sort of normal seaside hotel with people coming for a week's holiday and all that sort of stuff.
It was. It was actually a convalescent home when we took it over. Yes, okay. we converted from a convalescent home. It had been so for 40 years. And we had the fun of converting it and changing it completely. So yes, it was quite a challenge in those early days, and I thought my wife was going to do all the cooking, but it ended up actually me doing it for the first 10 years.
And sadly, your wife Jeanette passed away recently, fairly recently, but she was also the passion behind you moving from a traditional seaside resort hotel, which is probably sort of epitomised in many television series and in many ways. But then into a very, very fine hotel, recognised to be amongst the best in the UK. So tell me about that transition with Jeanette.
Well, I mean, Jeanette was a wonderful person, and we were quite opposite in most ways. And I think it was just her enthusiasm and her amazing sort of personality which helped the business enormously. She operated front of house, hence me being in the kitchen to start with, probably the best way around. Yes, we did it from scratch together, and we had no help initially. And yes, it's over these many years, as I say, it's been many years. We've, I think it's come about. We've not expanded. I think it's one reason why possibly keeping it small has been one of the main things I've had.
You don't lose control then, do you?
No. I think the other thing which has helped, and the other matter, is sort of living very close by. We're right next door. We've got this fantastic view. Same as many of our friends, our guests who have this view at the front here. And so it's a delightful operation to work alongside. And yes, I think it's many years of very hard work, and as probably you've seen this afternoon, you've seen me in operation, welcoming guests. And
I've just been watching Martin moving cars, welcoming guests. Look, it would be remiss of me not to say there's an element of Basil Fawlty in this man.
Yes, there is,
without any question, because he believes in, well, I may as well do it myself, and off he goes racing in one direction. It's amazing.
Well, in fact, last weekend we had Brunello scales.
Did you?
Yes, so I had to hold myself back. In fact, I was almost about to do my Basil act. So but anyway, I managed to control myself.
Now, how many years is this incarnation of the hotel as this very smart little boutique hotel?
How many
years have you been in this incarnation, in this as a smart boutique hotel?
Well, I think it's certainly from the beginning of the 80s. That's when we decided we were going to stay. And we bought the house next door. Then we converted the restaurant. It was a Sun Lounge there, so we built a restaurant in the back. And I think that was the start of it. And then we had our first Red Stars in 1984, and followed by a rosette as well with the AA. In those days, it was out of 3 rosettes, so we were very proud to receive one.
Yes.
And then, indeed, over the next, certainly over the course of the next 6 years, we increased that to 3 rosettes out of 5. Wow. And we held that for 12 years, 12 consecutive years of 3A rosettes. So I'm very proud of that.
Yes.
So I have a good team of chefs. I can't.
You've left them alone now.
I can't compete with what they can produce. So I leave them to it. So there's 7 of them in the kitchen, and I'm delighted to have my head chef of the night is back with me, and he's back in great form.
Brilliant. Now, what makes you different then? I mean, why should Australians come and stay here? And in fact, there's somebody from Albury, Wodonga here right now. So.
Yeah, there is indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think that I loved Australia myself. I think I would dearly love to see any Australians, Australians coming over, and we get a fair number of Australians, and they're great characters, and they come from a wonderful country, and I've always got plenty to talk about because I know the area quite well.
That's right. You lived there for a while, didn't you?
I did. I lived there for 2 years, and I worked my way around. Crayfishing off the west coast, and working in the Queensland Forest and on the Snowy Mountain scheme. Yes. So I had my fair share of manual labour, as it were, in those days.
Give me some examples of the sort of food people could expect to eat here, because that's an important part of this. You've got beautiful rooms, obviously decorated with a lot of care and personality. Yes. I presume in that process Jeanette was heavily involved in that as well.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
But the food is a critical part of it. What sort of things could we expect to eat here?
Well, you could expect to eat anything from Welsh black beef, which is a superb meat, and right through to all local fish, salmon and bass right off the coast here. So we've got a whole. So I've lost it.
No, it's fine. But you pride yourself on local produce, don't you?
Local produce, yes. Yes, we always try and make sure that that all the menus have good local produce on them.
Well, I had Max Kippers for breakfast today.
Did you?
I haven't had Max Kippers for years and years.
Yes, they're just over the water here.
Yeah,
so
absolutely fabulous.
I suppose you can call that local.
It's local enough.
Yes, but they are superb.
Now, in terms of the way you market yourselves, you're part of a couple of groups, but your main overseas marketing is through that amazing little group called Welsh Rabbits.
Indeed, yes. I've been with Welsh Rabbits virtually from day one, and it is, as you say, remarkable, and very proud to be members of that. And I think it expanded now. I think there's 40 odd hotels attached to Welsh Rabbits, and yes, we've done. I say we attract an enormous number of overseas guests through Welsh Rabbits, and it's. I say very proud to be a member of it.
Excellent. So, if anybody wants to find out more information about coming to stay here, they can do a bit of a search on Welsh Rabbits. They can go to your website, and what we'll do is we'll put the website name, the URL, on the screen. Okay, so people can check it out.
Indeed,
and they can click on it, and they can get lots of information about your hotel.
Absolutely.
Look, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to speak with us this afternoon. I've got this funny feeling that there's probably a glass of wine calling someone at this point in time at the end of a very hard day in beautiful Llandudno. I've been speaking with Martin Bland, who's the owner of the St Tudno Hotel in Llandudno, and as you can tell my Welsh ancestry there, Llandudno. And it's John Alwyn Jones reporting for Travel Mole TV from Llandudno, Wales, and of course as part of the Mole on Location in Europe.
Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside the sea. I do like to stroll along the prom, with the brass band plays tiddly-om. So just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside me there with glee. And there's lots of girls beside. I should like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea. One of the buffaloes, one of the left hands. Now William Knight, the burglar, he's been out to work one night.